him to get in the ball game early. He made a great read, missed a tackle, got in the end zone. Miguel Brock was willing to put some packages in. He's very, very explosive. We knew that, and we still got some more guys that we kind of held a little bit. We still got to get some more guys healthy. You know, we're still trying to get the Tyler Mortons and the Fishers, and so we'll play without Reed Lamb. We started redshirt freshman at tackle today in Hamza Rockman. So those guys did good. I thought Pat did a good job of running the offense and doing what we had to do. But anytime you can run the ball like we did, it makes it easier for everybody.
And run depth has been something you've really emphasized in your time here, and with this year's team specifically. Just talk about how it feels to be able to see those guys shine today.
Yeah, and it starts up front. I think Corey would be the first one to tell you too that you got to have some guys up front that'll be able to block it. We thought going in, I thought that was a big challenge this week for us, our offense and defensive line, that we matched up well against them. We talked about it earlier that we thought that was a spot that we could, excuse me, move them, handle them up front, and then we'd be able to run the football because we got some good running backs. And you know, it doesn't always work this way like it did today. It was just one of those afternoons where everything was clicking for us.
Coach, this is the first time you've seen a blowout like this in the, almost 10 years you've been at Nicholls?
Yeah, it's been a while. We've had some games where we scored a lot of points. I remember recently UIW a couple of years ago, but they were answering and scoring a lot of points in doing that. So just to be lopsided, and you know, it gives a chance to everybody to get in the game. Everybody's excited. That's going to be another thing, Tori, that's got to be addressed this week. Is, you know, you want your opportunity to play. Some things got sloppy at sometimes. You know, we got to be able to handle that. You can't drop a snap, or you can't, you know, put the ball on the ground and do those types of things, or have some personal fouls. That things will cost you in the long run.
Corey, let me talk to you real quick. You probably already been asked about Teddy, but you're scoring your first two career rushing touchdowns. What's the feeling?
It felt amazing because all the work that I put in over the summer and coming back from an ACL injury, and then it just felt amazing to score from the home crowd, from everybody and yeah, and I want to congratulate my line. My line was really part of that, wanted to be out for me to see the move, see how I can go.
And Coach, one more question. We haven't seen Tyler Morton or Jalen Spears in a while. Do you have a status update on him?
It's still open date next week. Reevaluate. They're getting a lot closer to playing, so it'll be good. I don't know about 2 weeks from now. We'll just have to wait and see. But they're definitely making some good progress.
And you were able to get, I think, 4 quarterbacks in the game today. Just talk about what you were able to learn from those backup guys that came in.
Yeah, everybody brings a little something different. You know, Christian has been the guy who had been the backup for the first couple of weeks, and we went with a package for Ian, a little bit better runner. He did some things for us. And then I was glad Jacob Foss got in there at the end, and him and Christian got to, you know, in that second half run the offense. And that's always hard too, because sometimes when you have a big lead like this in the game, and you put in some of the backup guys, they don't get to truly run the offense, you know, because you don't want to do too much, right? But they had some points that we had to let them run a little bit, run some RPOs, and let them throw it a little bit just to keep them trying to make a little bit of improvement also.
And just with the bye week coming up, how important was it to get this win right here?
I think for everybody's sanity, I think it was very, very important. You know, it was a rough stretch, but I still think the guys thought the same thing, is that we got a good football team. We just hadn't put it all together yet. We still got a lot of, look, Teddy said it too, we got a lot of things to clean up and a lot more things to work on. We got to still be a work in progress, 1 week at a time. You know, that's what we got to do, because I mean, you're just 4 games into the season. You know, we got so much left ahead of us.
And what did y'all get accomplished out there today?
Well, it's really nice getting those picks, getting the ball to the offense again. We really just were working all week trying to make sure we got dialed in on every single part of their offense, because they still can run the ball, complete the ball. We just had to make sure that we did our things, make sure we got our technique down, just be in the right position to make the play on the ball.
And last year the team finished in the top 10 of turnovers gained. Just talk about being able to take that into this year.
Yeah, well, we're trying to really harp on that this year again, making sure that we're getting the ball back. It's you got to make sure to get that turnover battle against other teams, because if you get the ball more than they do, you got a high possibility of winning the game, and that's what we got to do today.
What was it like being, I'm sorry, What was it like being in front of the fans for the first time this season? You know, getting a blowout win like this.
It was awesome being home again, getting a home crowd. It's an awesome feeling being at home, having the whole city of Thibodaux rallying behind you. It's finally good to be back home after a long 3 roads.
Seeing the attendance of almost 5,000, it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that the city of Thibodaux just need to keep coming.
And talk about the importance of that win with the bye week coming up and conference play starting so soon.
Yeah, that's a huge win for us. We're just gonna have to keep piggyback on that win, take it into this week, like they were saying earlier about getting the guys healthy, get those guys healthy, get the playbook, and then we got another road game with Southern coming. We just gotta make sure to game plan to them, go out and play ball like we do.
And outside of just getting healthy, what do you think is the most important part of this bye week?
The most part about this is just making sure that everybody stays locked in, not anybody like taking it light because it's like a light week, but it's really just gotta make sure that we're staying harping on all those plays that Southern's gonna be running, making sure that we're not taking it a chillax weekend. Gotta make sure that we're really going in and putting forth the effort like we're going to play them this week.
Their passing game didn't seem to be looked like it was more side to side. Was the focus on just sitting down, keeping things in front of you, and making tackles?
Yeah, so we knew that this week that they're a big boundary team too. So like we knew that they were gonna be checking the ball down. If you were on top of them, they had like a little choice route. So it's like if you're on top of them, they're gonna sit it down. And we were just making sure tonight we don't want to give them too much cushion, and we had to make sure to keep them in front of us so that way they no deep balls. We just had to make sure to keep playing. That's why a lot of those picks came from making sure that we're in the right position.
And the defensive front really got after it a little bit. They made it your job. I know a couple of them with some wounded ducks out there. So when those guys are playing, kind of let you just sit back and watch the action, huh?
Yeah, I love our D-line. Those guys bust every single week, day in and day out. It makes our jobs a lot easier when they get pressured in the quarterback's face because the sooner they got pressure up there, it makes our job a little bit easier.
And talk a little bit about, you guys pitching the shutout, but the defense came out when special teams gave them the ball at the 5-yard line, and you guys didn't let them score.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're always big with Coach Rybacky. Like he's always harping on every blade of grass. Like don't let them inside. Like knock them backwards. Cause like that touchdown, like you don't want them in there ever, obviously. But whenever they get the ball in there, we got to make sure to just like not get your head down and come back strong. And that's what we're doing.
And obviously the big stop at the end of the game. Just
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about what getting that shutout means and how upsetting it would have been if you didn't finish it out there.
I mean, if they would have scored, obviously it would have been a little sad, but it's good to get another pick because, like, obviously we've been working really hard. So it's like a guy like that, like, he works hard every single day, and it's nice for him to get a pick at the end of the game to keep that 0 on the board.
0 for 12 on third down conversions from Mississippi Valley. How are y'all able to do it so well?
Well, we just game planned really hard, came out playing even harder. We just making sure, because like, you gotta make sure, like that's what we're saying about the turnover battles, like third down is pretty much a turnover if you keep them there, because they're gonna have to either punt the ball or go for it on fourth down. We gotta make sure to keep them on that third down from not getting that first down, which is really nice to get.